The very first day when I shared the poem with the Nuu-Chah-Nulth people, he was one of the men in the audience. And apparently after that, he was going every day to the band office, to Neen or to Gail, and asking, when is she starting to see people? When is she starting to see people? I really want to see her. I want to start doing my work. And yeah, so he, what a brave man with so much trauma. And I think that in terms of just telling the story, I'm going to go right into the very first poem I wrote about him. And I think that some of the verses in this poem will tell the story much better. And the title of the poem is, I Am Ready, I Am Healing. I am so happy I made it here tonight to have someone to talk to who can understand my plight. 40 I am, the life, the strife, the hardship and pain. With this healing, oh God, I want to remove the stain. My abuse and hurt were inflicted at a very young age. My stepfather cursed me in drunkenness, always in rage. Fear was my story, pain were food and water, my friend. In my prayers, in desperation, I ask, when? When did this all start? Why to me? What have I done? At age 15, they told me that I was my father's stepson. That day I wept and wept, for what else was left? From my identity, my pride, sister, it was theft. 3 times I went to residential addiction treatment. My family suffered, struggled with no food or rent. Inside of me was a great fight I wanted to change. However, when outside, I used again. Isn't that so strange? I was sexually abused by uncle and uncle ×2. The things they made me do, oh, the shame. But this is all true. Mom and dad were there, but intoxicated and passed out. I took it all in silence, for who could hear me shout? Many times I just wanted to die, to release and end this all. Look at all the scars. I did it, tied to a wall. But here I am alive, for it was not my time as yet. I am ready for this healing, for life, you bet. 3 months gone by and I have not touched this stuff. Sometimes with flashbacks, memories, it can really get rough. I've learned about trauma, abuse, pain, and addiction. Now I am here and I can totally heal from this affliction. You ask me what I want. Oh, sister, I want it all. Wait, let me stand up and write it on this wall. I want sobriety, love, respect, trust, hope, and healing. I am ready. You say it is a process that comes and it is steady. Tonight I feel free, so alive, something is coming. I have work, I live, I learn deep down, I am humming. Like a bird, small, lean, yet strong with hope. Being heard, validated, listened to, supported will help me cope. I feel so good, dear, strong, validated and so light. Sister, there are so many like me suffering the nation's plight. All I know is that I want to love, serve, and heal. When I am strong and healthy to my nation, I will appeal.
Wow. It's a very, very powerful piece. I think I'd just like to take a moment to let everyone watching this to just digest. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Marsh. And I think I'd like to just say that I'm as a listener and as a viewer, I think that using an art form like poetry to share his story is beautiful, because you could have chosen to just speak about your experience, but you're doing it to try and elevate his story through what he has said, and
Yes.
through poetry and through that art form.
Yeah, and that is Dina, and to the listeners too. That is how we do the work as helpers and healers.
Mm-hmm.
This is how, when we talk about being trauma informed, it means that when that client is sitting in front of me, when Krish was sitting in front of me, session after session, nothing else matters, just him. And that's how you develop that therapeutic alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how you bring forth from your own spirit to his spirit that hope that he could heal, because he thought he was damaged forever.
Mm-hmm.
But he realized, as he was coming, by that time already 3 months, how he was healing, how he was feeling again. And he realized too, as I taught him in our sessions, it was not his fault. It was not his fault. It was not his fault. And that both trauma and addiction, that they are both no-fault diseases. It's not our fault. He didn't ask to be traumatized. He didn't ask to be neglected in the way he did. And always just telling him, I am so sorry that that happened to you, my friend. I am so sorry that that happened to you. But you know what? We are in the process of healing, as he put out in that poem. So I just want to say that, yes, we are born to heal everyone. We are born to heal. But it takes a lot of courage for somebody, particularly men, when they've been hurt in that way, to talk about it and to work through their pain. And it takes courage for the healer or the helper to be present in every way, to know that person, know that now when that happened, they were alone. Now they're sitting with the enlightened witness, somebody that understands, and I do. I've been there myself as a child. I do understand. So thank you.
And I truly believe that anyone reading this who may have experienced similar trauma in their own life can feel that in these words,
Right, right.
with the hope of connecting on that level that you speak of.
Yeah, and the poetry, the reason why I chose that, because as I said, you know, as a healer, it's one of my gifts, you know, when I'm so deeply touched and moved, I can just channel. And that channeling comes from my spirit, from a very, very deep place inside, from that place of inspiration, which is love, which is creator, you know. And it just cushions the impact of how difficult it is. But there are thousands and thousands of men and women that have gone through what Christian gone through as a child. And it gives them the courage to know that they can heal.
Mm-hmm.
They find that person to work through and relinquish and let go of the stuff that we carry around that sometimes we don't need to carry anymore.